God, please be good to me this time. Tina Parker!
Daniel Hopkins?
How about we start off with a get to know you drink? This here is my famous coconut vodka pineapple.
I don't drink alcohol, especially not this early in the morning.
Right. We don't want anything interfering with the baby to be, right? Is that my profile page?
That it is. I bring them to all my dates. You know, can't be too careful these days. Fakes and frauds are the new normal. How long ago was this picture taken, Daniel? And care to explain this? You know, maybe there's something else you want to tell me because...
I worked for Alarm Records for 15 years as the Director of Communications in London. I graduated from Berkeley. And in case you were wondering, my name really is Daniel. Although Steve or Bob sound good at the moment, too.
I made it clear that the height and size of the man that's going to be the father of my child mattered to me. I mean, do you have any idea what I went through to come here today? Of course you don't. And I don't suppose you care either.
You know what? Tom Cruise and I have something in common. We're the same height. As far as I know, he hasn't had any complaints. You know, Tina, it's not worth a whole lot, but in my experience, it's often what you can't see that really matters. That's not what I meant. I pity the guy who gets that wrong. What I meant is, it's what's up here, and here, even down here, that really matters. These beauties may not look like much to you, but when I was back in swim class, they earned me the nickname Flipper.
Flipper?
You know, would you like something to eat? I made the
Nope, for some reason my appetite has gone out with the tide.
It's quite a collection.
Thank you. I run a tight ship, if that's what you mean. Someone has to in the world we live in. I have 2 more dates scheduled today. Tell me something, Daniel. Is this where you meet all your dates?
No. Look, maybe there's something I can do to make it up.
Unless you've discovered something Miracle Girl hasn't, I don't know how.
Why do I get the not-so-funny feeling that you're in the habit of making everyone feel small, no matter how tall they are?
So I'm the reason this date has sunk to the bottom of the ocean with the bottom dwellers? Is that it? Well, what if I showed up here looking nothing like my picture and weighing 300 pounds? What would you say?
I don't think I weigh 300 pounds. But even if I did, I would try to work with what we have in common, despite our differences.
Men! You know what? Clearly, Daniel, you haven't given any thought to the effect being short and stocky will have on the child. Did you know statistically a height challenge fuller for your child is more likely to be bullied? Not to mention the health issues. Obviously, you're willing to take that risk.
Yesterday, I received my second sperm donor rejection letter, explaining to me that my application was denied for the same reasons.
You see, mothers want to make sure the deck is stacked in the baby's favor right from the start.
From the sounds of it, Tina, maybe you ought to have posted your ad in the high and mighty, help wanted, desperate to have a baby section of haveababy.com.
Clearly, Daniel, you've confused haveababy.com with one of your adult sites. You thought you'd get me here and I'd overlook everything? But I surprised you, didn't I?
Yeah. Surprised me, all right? I thought I liked surprises.
It's days like these I'm grateful for my military training.
You're in the military?
Had you bothered to read my profile, you know I'm a member of the Marine Special Operations Force. Trained and ready for combat. What's that look?
Nothing?
Do you have something against the military?
No, not exactly.
No? Well, what then? Exactly.
Nothing.
Well, it didn't look like nothing.
Well, it explains a lot.
What's it explain?
A lot.
Let me tell you something, Daniel Hopkins. If there's one thing I've learned in the military, it's to be prepared, because at any moment your life can be on the line.
I'm beginning to see what you mean. Ordinarily, I try to avoid war, but today's turning out to be a rare exception.
You only have yourself to blame. Who knows how many others you got to come down here?
Tell me, Tina, have you been as hard on your other dates as you've been on me? In other words, can they still walk?
Had you bothered to read my profile pages?
I read them. I read all of them. You know, maybe I should have made myself a V8 instead of a vodka tonic when I sat down to read them, because by the time I got to page 11 or 12 or maybe it was 13, my eyes started to roll back into my head. So excuse me if I don't remember every minute detail.
You make coming here sound as important as deciding what shirt you're going to wear to the beach. How do you expect me to take anything you say seriously?
You know, Tina, it's hard for me to imagine you with a baby when even on a beautiful day like this, you can't relax. You go in the motion of the ocean.
Motion of the ocean. What is that, Daniel? Would you lift it from a Barry White song?
What'd you do that for?
I thought you liked surprises. Seeing the way you moved, I'm not so sure. And you want to know why, Daniel? Because surprises are only funny to those in the know, like my coming here under false pretenses.
You know, Tina, for all the wrong turns that I've made in my lifetime, including the one as recent as this morning, I have to believe that things can work out if given the chance.
Face it, Daniel. Your strategy is coming apart at the seams.
You ever wonder who else we share this universe with? I think Shakespeare got it right. All the world's a stage, and men and women merely players. Somehow I knew you'd look at me that way. Most people do. I guess when you've spent as much time alone as I have, you think about all those silly things. Mind the solitude was never my first choice, but sure has grown on me since my divorce. You know, now that we're being brutally honest with one another, you seem to be the type that jumps to conclusions and then asks questions later. Don't feel too bad. There seems to be a lot of that going on in the world these days.
The problem with the world, Daniel, is that it's full of fraudsters trying to pull a fast one over everyone, instead of just being who you are.
I never thought I'd say this, but it would be nice if we could go back to the days where you had no other choice but to meet face to face. Even if it was through a cloud of smoke and blaring disco music. I thought technology was supposed to bridge that great divide. All it seems to have done is given us more reason to feel alone. You know, now that I've gotten to know you better, I think I understand what the indigenous people went through during the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, now we see why a mate with tall standards would get under your skin. Well, you know what a psychic once told me? That in a past life I was a queen.
That's impressive. Only thing is, did you ever wonder what you did in this lifetime to fly so high to land on a pile of shit? Don't feel so bad. I've been asking myself the same question. You know, I wouldn't feel right donating my sperm to you, even if you asked me to. I'd have nightmares knowing that I helped bring a child into this world with you as its mother. Because even though I've just met you, you have generously demonstrated to me that you possess many of the endearing qualities of a junkyard dog.
Is that so? Take that 25-cent beachfront psychology degree of yours and do something useful with it, like analyze yourself.
Do you know what I think? I think it takes guts to come to a nude beach.
Really? Then why aren't you prancing around here in your birthday suit like everyone else?
I don't know, maybe I had this crazy idea that we could do it together. And get past all the social pretenses for a change.
That's ridiculous. Classic, Daniel. My father did the same thing to my mother before she divorced him.
Yeah? Well, is that so? You know what? I bet all the guys you're going to meet today are all going to be 6 foot or taller, but can barely read the back of their Lucky Charms boxes, if they can read at all. You know what else just occurred to me? I think you enjoy all this bickering. I bet you enjoy bickering more than you do sex.
You know what you are, Daniel Hopkins? You're a bully!
I know you are, but what am I? Since meeting you, all you've done is drag me over hot coals. If I want to be abused, I call my ex-wife.
Are you okay?
Just had the most incredible realization. Thank you, universe. It's your timing. I just flashed on something my mother said after she left the lawyer's office after my parents' divorce. She said, son, remember, no company is better than bad company. You're right. I shouldn't have. What I'm trying to say is, while I shit all over myself, is that I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lied to you. But I liked you. I liked you from the moment I laid eyes on your photo. Your profile, all 13 pages. I didn't think you would meet me, unless I fudged the truth a little.
Well, maybe I came out a little strong. I mean, I can be that way if I feel like I'm being jerked around. It reminds me of the games my father and brother played on me growing up. I hated them. All it ever got me was a date with my therapist.
If it makes you feel any better, my sisters weren't exactly angels either.
Nice to meet you, Daniel.
Hey, Tina! Look what I found. It's your favorite, right? Guacamole. I made it fresh this morning. I read that on your profile. If you have a little time before your next date, the way this day is going, you might need all the strength you can get. I know I do. Turned out to be a pretty nice day, huh?
Anyone ever tell you you're kind of goofy?
You mean like yourself?